Good morning, and here we are, the end of week 14. So well and truly into the last 10 weeks now. How did this week go? Well, it was going successfully, and then it went a bit pear-shaped. So let me explain. We started well. We had a rest day as usual, went out and did some walking on the first day. That was great, that was no problem at all. Tuesday then, an 8k run. That was okay. I was feeling a bit tired, not too bad. Wednesday then was strength training, lower body and core. That went well, that was great. But then Thursday came along and it was a 10k easy run. I went out and did it, but I felt really tired. Legs were really heavy. I just wasn't feeling it at all. And I've noticed this was a pattern starting to form since the previous week as well. Anyway, I battled through. Friday then, I did some upper strength and core training as planned. And Saturday was coming around, and the plan was to go to the desert and I was going to try and get 25k in 5 times up and down Birdcage Hill. That would have meant getting up at 2:45 in the morning or something silly. My legs were feeling really heavy. I was knackered. And in the end, I decided not to bother. I just couldn't be arsed. It was one of those weeks where I just couldn't be bothered. So Saturday didn't happen. I actually did nothing. Didn't do a long run, didn't do anything. But I'll get to that in a minute. Then Sunday, yesterday, then I nipped out on the bike. I went down to Hadira Island. I allegedly did about 20k. According to Garmin, I did 7k, but I think there was a little bit of GPS spoofing going on at present. So, yeah. What's it say? If it's not on Garmin, it didn't happen. Well, it did happen because I was there. There was one hell of a headwind. So where are we at present then? So that was week 14, which wasn't exactly 100% successful. The last couple of weeks, I've been feeling quite lethargic, I suppose the word would be, by the time I get to Thursday, and even worse by the time I get to Saturday. So I started looking into this, and I did wonder whether I was overtraining or not. I might have been borderline overtraining, but I think it was more a case of not allowing enough recovery. I'd left a couple of things slip, like I got back out of the habit of making sure I was in bed for 8 hours every night, and I wasn't really treating rest days as recovery days. So the Monday's not too bad. I was going out, doing my walking, that's okay. But the problem I think has arose is the fact that I was doing Wednesday strength training, lower body and core strength training. I was also then going straight out and doing an hour or so later, going out and doing a 6k walk, and then the next day expecting to do a 10k run as well, or whatever's in the diary. I then jumped straight off that onto a Friday with upper body and core, also go and do a 6k walk, and expect to do a long run on the Saturday. So I started doing some research into this, and I don't think it was so much an overtraining. It was more a case of not recovering, not enough time for recovery. So I've actually stopped using the Runner app now, this week in fact. I did some research and I've written myself my own plan for the next 10 weeks, with the help of AI admittedly. And it seems pretty reasonable. What it did point out was I did not have enough recovery time. My Monday rest day was great with a walk-in. Tuesday easy run or whatever run it was great. Wednesday, the problem with lying on the Wednesday was I was doing lower body and core plus a walk, so it's told me not to do the walk. I've also combined my upper body and core now into a Wednesday, so it's a full body strength training on a Wednesday now instead. That takes us into an easy run on a Thursday, and a Friday then is a bit like a Monday now. It's a bit of a rest day, but going out for a walk-in. So hopefully that's going to help going forward into the next 10 weeks. There's only 10 weeks to go. So let's have a look at the scores on the doors from this week. Even though I didn't do the long run, it wasn't too bad at all. I had just under 20k of walking, which again we're going to be cutting back a little bit now. That was about 3.5 hours worth of walking. I had 18k of running. Obviously I didn't go out and do my long run. That was about 2 hours 20, and then I did just under 20k of cycling, which was 54 minutes, nice steady pace. So we had a total of 57.42k this week, just under 7 hours worth, and 64 meters of elevation because it was all local. It was nothing up in the mountains, or rather a man-made hill. Brings our total up to 624.98k, so 625k, 70 hours of training, and just over 6,000 meters of elevation gain now. So like I said, I've rewritten my plan now, I've rewritten it myself, I've stopped using Runner. It was ticking a lot of boxes to start with when I started, don't get me wrong, it's a very good app, but my biggest gripe is it can't be tailored for trail running, and from a health point of view, or a safety point of view, whichever way you want to look at it, it does not make allowances for the Middle East climate. I think it's a great app if you live in a temperate climate like the UK and you only run roads. I think that's its limitations by the seam of it, which is fine. If that's what you want to do, it's a great app. Going forward, I will not be renewing my subscription, and I'll be writing my own training going forward. I've still got a lot to learn, I know, but I also feel I know enough now what to write when I need to do with the types of run. So going into week 15 now, bearing in mind this was a bit of me and AI writing this. Today will be a rest day, but I'll go and do some 6k walk this evening. Tomorrow then, I'm actually travelling tomorrow. I'm flying to London, but I get there in time that I can nip out in the evening and do a 10k easy run up around the Thames, which I like running around the Thames, so that'll be nice. Wednesday, full body strength training now, so hopefully I'm going to use the hotel gym for that. Thursday then, I'm in London still, again another 10k easy run, so I'll probably do exactly the same run again, only in the opposite direction, just for entertainment. Friday, again, it's a rest day with a 6k easy walk. I'll actually be at home for that, so that's great. We'll get some hills in while we're at it. And then Saturday, again, I'm at home Saturday. So 16k long run, so that'll definitely be in the mountains. I then travel to France, and I've got a 16k back-to-back run, or a bike cross-training ride in. Obviously I'm not going to have a bike with me, so I'm going to have to go around Paris and find a 16k route. So that's assuming it happens, of course. So, and I might actually, with being in the UK on the long run, I might increase the long run distance rather than doing 2 16k runs. I might go and do 24k. I don't know. See how I feel on Saturday morning, basically. So that's it. That's where we are going into week 15. Other than that, yeah, I feel a lot better than I did for the last 10 days or so. I suspect it was fatigue, overdoing it, not overtraining. No, not say overdoing it. It wasn't recovering enough was the problem. I think that's where the issue lay. Was I wasn't allowing enough time for recovery. So lesson learned there. Anyway, see you next week.